Welcome to Exploring the Paranormal. Hosted by Heather Leigh, PhD, Exploring the Paranormal offers a new, fresh look into paranormal research. Join Heather as she discusses some of the many haunted locations worldwide, discusses why these locations are haunted, hear from paranormal researchers about their personal experiences at these locations. Additionally, Heather takes a journey into the science behind the paranormal, discussing topics such as thermodynamics and the Heisenberg principle, and how they both affect paranormal activity. Now, your host of Exploring the Paranormal, Dr. Heather Leigh.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Exploring the Paranormal. I am super excited to have you guys here on a happy Tuesday morning, and I see Leigh's already joining in, so happy Tuesday, Leigh. So happy to have you here this morning. Today's guest, amazing. She's been on before, Katrine Sorilos. She's from Greece. She's a psychic medium, actively practicing, and this lady is full of ideas, tips, tricks, always willing to share her knowledge, and we have some fun surprises in store today for today's show. So that is going to be absolutely entertaining and fun as always. So real quick before she joins us, I'm waiting for her to join us in the green room, but once she's here, we'll bring her on. But beforehand, as always, you guys know I like to cover what's going on. Some amazing things are happening, and I went to the wrong screen, so hold on a minute. Hey, for those of you who are just joining us for the first time, my name is Dr. Heather Leigh. I have more than 30 years experience in the paranormal, researching, traveling, educating. I'm an author, lecturer, motivational speaker, life coach, which I'll talk on in a minute, and educator, which I will also be touching on in a few moments. You guys can catch my books, Haunted Southern Nevada Ghost Towns, Ghosts and Legends of the Vegas Valley, and Haunted Florida Lighthouses will be out this fall, but the other two are already available on Amazon. You can go to your local bookstore, or you can also go to Arcadia Publishing or the History Press and publish them directly from there. But I do have a handful of copies in and still available. So if you guys want an autographed copy of any of the two books, or even of Haunted Florida Lighthouses, let me know, and I will make sure to get in contact with you and discuss shipping and how to get it to you as well. They're $21.99 online if you purchase them, but I charge a flat rate of $25, and that includes shipping and everything as well. And then the other book that I'm working on is Haunted Florida Ghost Towns, and that's one thing that I've actually found to be really interesting. So many different things happening. It's very, very interesting. There's more than, I think what I saw in the stats was Florida is second in the country for ghost towns, next to Nevada. So that was very interesting. There's more than several hundred throughout the state. And by researching them, not all are haunted, but we had the same thing in Nevada. But there are many that are extremely haunted, and then some that have, oh, excuse me, I'm starting to get the hiccup, sorry. And then some that just have a few ghosts here and there. Others have urban legends. Of course, Florida, we have pirates, bootlegging, the Seminole Wars that happen down here, a whole bunch of things that can happen that lead to paranormal activity, which is making the one book that I'm working on right now just absolutely exciting, and definitely an adventure when it comes to my researching on that one. And I do know, Leigh, I still need to get out to Eldora, and once I do, I'll definitely make sure I share those photos with you and share what we discover while we're there. Tomorrow night, this one is one that I have been looking for, Ghost Education 101. You guys, my host and I will be hosting a panel discussion on orbs, everyone's favorite topic in this field. We'll have David Taylor from Our Haunted Lives, Bill Slevin from PERS, P-E-R-S, here in Florida. I think that is, I need to look it up. I always forget what it means, but he's been in the field as long as I have, and he has some amazing experiences and knowledge. Larry Lawson, who is here in Vero Beach, and he runs the Florida Bureau of Paranormal Investigations, as well as Indian River Hauntings, which is a local tour group for paranormal activity, and then Nick Carbani from Old World Paranormal. It's going to be a fun experience. I have downloaded several videos. I've downloaded several videos, photos, and then also some educational stuff that we can put up. So there will be a slideshow in addition to a discussion on what orbs are. So we're going to be tossing that out there. Florida Lighthouse and Florida Townsend. Okay, I'll write that down and I'll let you know, Leigh, when they come out. I'll make sure I get them to you. And once I have them in hand, I should be having Florida Lighthouses. I think they said, because it's coming out September 11th, I should have them in my hand in August. So hopefully we'll have all of those ready by then. So perfect, thank you. Okay, and let me scroll down here real quick. Oh, and for those of you who haven't seen the show in the last couple of weeks, we have a new show coming out, Passport to the Paranormal. It's starting June 8th. It'll be myself and Joe Frankie. He trained and learned directly from the Warrens, so he will be sharing his experiences. We have some amazing guest story we're working on, and we will also be taking you guys to different locations, hopefully. I know he lives in Connecticut and I live here in Florida, but we may be doing some fun on-site lives, and especially later this fall, we may have a live that we will be doing together on location, because we will be in Florida together doing a convention. So stay tuned for all of that, but that show is going to be absolutely exciting. Joe's on vacation right now for his anniversary. So once he gets back home, we are going to be discussing what our first show is, and I'm going to get that all set up while he's traveling for a case. And then June 8th, we will be starting with that. So super excited. And then don't forget my TMCC courses. They are opening up in, I think it was June or July, September 25th. I will be teaching the ABCs of Paranormal Research. October 9th, I'll be teaching Ghost Hunting 101. And both of those classes go from 6 to 9 p.m. Pacific time. And I'm not sure what the registration cost will be. That is set up by the school itself, but they are online. Anybody can go. Your birthday is August 15th. Just I'm sure I'll remember that, because I see you on Facebook more now that we're interacting. Facebook algorithms, they crack me up sometimes, but I'm seeing you more and more now on Facebook, so I'm sure I'll remember that. But anyway, if you guys have any questions today, feel free to ask. I don't have much show prep this morning because I was kind of hoping Kathrine would have been on already, but she might be running a little late, which is fine. You guys know I wing it half the time. So if you have any questions, anything you want to talk about, future guests that you want to see, actually, I can talk about that real quick. I do have some amazing guests lined up, and I always love promoting other paranormal investigators. So let's get this. Where'd it go? Be patient with me. I've changed my file names and moved things around in my drive. Okay, here we go. Okay. Oh, Mike Cardenas will be on next week. He's from Midnight Paranormal Society. He is amazing. Had him on previously. He was one of my first guests that I had on, and just love chatting with him. He has unique experiences, loves throwing out theories, and I think last time I had him on, he threw the interview back at me and started asking me questions. So definitely, he's definitely a fun one, and a lot of people have been requesting him to come back. And scroll down a little too far. I have the Connor sisters coming on June 6th. June 13th, I have Natalie Creeder. June 20th, I have Joe Frankie, which I might change that just because Joe and I are hosting a show together. Except for now that if he's listening, he's going to be like, no. June 27th, we have Kenneth Torres. My producer, Todd Bates, author of The Haunted Voice, will be joining me on July 4th. July 11th, C.L. Thomas. And I'm looking forward to that interview. She's amazing. July 18th, Jeff Schlachter. And then July 25th, I have Howard Petrie from the Petrie Dish and a few other, I think he hosts like 4 or 5 different shows on Facebook. And he is hosting Fear Fest 2023 in New Orleans. So we're going to be definitely talking about that as well. And he has an amazing foundation that we're going to be touching base on about what he's raising money for. And keep your fingers crossed, because if all goes well, I'm hoping to be at that convention as well. And that will be in September. So I hope you guys are having I keep switching to the wrong screen. I'm sorry, and I'm losing my notes. I have had a few people ask me about last week's topic that I had talked about, where it's kind of a comparison of being in a cult versus how some of these paranormal groups run. So I actually am going to be creating a one-off video that I'll be putting up on my YouTube page, or you can find at Exploring the Paranormal Show on Facebook. I'll be putting, hopefully, I'm traveling right now. I'm at my parents' house, but next week I'll be home and I should have time, because I don't actually, for once, I don't have any freelance work or anything like that. So I should have time to work on catching up on my videos that I've been promising you guys. Also, June 1st, my Patreon account is coming up. We are going to be having a whole bunch of different things on there. Everything from your basic $1 level, just to see what's going on. Then I'm going to have a book club level where every so many months I'll send you guys a free copy of a book, and a whole bunch of different things. And then also I'm going to have my sponsorship levels, to where you sponsor this show or you could sponsor Joe's and my show. We're going to be doing that as well. So some amazing things there. I'm working with my friend from, I can never pronounce her last name, Marissa Diradia. Marissa, if you're watching, I'm sure she's not. She's probably still sleeping because she's out in Vegas. But if you're watching, I'm sorry if I butchered your last name. But she's a Sin City witch. Her and I are going to be, once things settle down for her and settle down for me, we're going to be relaunching the Witches Paranormal Society with some amazing things, including classes, some things I can't reveal yet because her and I have been chatting behind the scenes. And when I talked to her last, definitely we know exactly where we want this group to go. So it's going to be, we're offering, how she wants to do it and how I think it should be done also is we're offering just an open group where anybody, who wants to learn, witches, pagan and all of that stuff, techniques, and the paranormal, and how to connect the two together. And then we're also going to have an exclusive group that's going to help, people who need help, residential investigations. We're going to do lectures, tours. We actually, I know she had iMystic University up and running, but that's actually shut down right now temporarily. So we'll be teaching classes on that as well, and a whole bunch of fun stuff with that. So make sure you stay tuned. That one is going to be a fun ride. That's one project I'm looking forward to. And you guys know, not that I need one more project, but I always love keeping busy. I love doing a whole bunch of different things. I love exploring. So today, while we're waiting for our guest, the one thing I do want to kind of talk about, if anybody's watching, or even, if you guys watch the replay, feel free to answer any questions that I say or mention. I always check back, and I do my best that I can to look at the comments and questions. I forget to go to WLTK to look at the comments and questions, but I always do, at least on the YouTube channels that they have. So feel free to ask any questions, even on the replay. And if I don't answer your question, don't hesitate sending me a message. You could always email me at heather.lee73@gmail.com. I'm always willing to answer, talk questions, review videos, review footage, anything you guys need, I'm here. But with Kathrine coming on, one thing I wanted to ask is, I know not a lot of people believe in psychic abilities. I know most of the people who follow me do. But I kind of want to discuss, what's your thoughts on psychic abilities? Do you think they're authentic? Do you think, I personally don't think everybody who says they're psychic has psychic abilities. They might be sensitive. I know I classify myself as just an empath and sensitive. So what are your guys' thoughts on that? I would love to hear. I would love to see different thoughts on it. And what I'm looking forward to today is Kathrine has a video that she did a while back when both her and I were with the Warren Foundation. And it is a psychokinesis example. So it's, yes, Leigh, everyone has the potential. That's exactly how I believe. And I truly I know for a fact that Kathrine believes that too, because she has told me that, honey, you have the potential. You just need to tap into it. So I truly do know that that's how she feels as well. And, but yeah, true. Everyone has the potential. It's just a matter of if we want to tap into it or not. And just because I like the research aspect, I prefer not to fully tap into it. just because I like to research before going to a location, and I know that's a no-no if you're going to use your psychic abilities before going. So, but yes, totally 100% agree with that, Leigh. Um, and she did this video where I wish I could find the one with the glass jar on it, but she did a video where she moved a piece of paper on just a small pin, not touching it, but with her energy around it. So it's actually very, very interesting. And I have that set to go for when she's here. We can review that and she can discuss it as well. And I didn't bring my Zahner cards with me, but next week, what I'll do before the guest comes on, I will. I want to do that test with you guys to see, the guessing which cards are which, as while we're in the morning before the guest, to see how things go. And so I consider myself an empath, and sometimes I get way more, but it's not something I can control. Yes, and actually, Kathrine would be a great one to talk about, because she has helped me quite a bit with controlling it, staying grounded. Crystals, I'm sure sometime today we'll the topic of crystals in our bras will come up. It always seems to come up when she's around. But yeah, so definitely talk to Kathrine and ask all your questions. She is always willing and able to answer anything you have, which is why I absolutely love her and everything. So I'm looking at my notes, and from what I've had to cover, I think I've covered everything. I'm kind of hanging in here. Hey, let me just scroll through. So, yep. Okay, so if you guys have any questions for Kathrine, feel free to start asking them. And I'll make sure I keep note of it, and we ask that while she's here. I know I definitely want to talk about, I think I saw that she opened up a new location and actually has an office, which I think is absolutely amazing. And good morning, great questions. I personally believe that we all have the ability. I use a baseball analogy. I love using analogies for stuff. We can all go out and play the game, but we all have different levels of physical ability. Some may take the minor league and some may make it to the big league or professional level. Same thing with mediumship. It totally makes sense. I completely agree with you, Michael. I love that analogy. I always love making analogies because it helps people understand kind of what I'm thinking. Because if you haven't already picked up, when I do my show, my brain is all over the place. I have 101 things that I'm thinking of. I have 101 things that I want to say. And sometimes it just doesn't come out right. And definitely love that analogy. I'm actually going to have to remember that one. It's going to come in handy when I do some guest lectures, and I'll make sure to let people know that you told me that idea. I love it. Okay. And I'm waiting for her, and I'm actually going to send her a message in just a minute. But the other thing that I guess I can ask you guys is, I know, oh, hi, Wild Bill. Thank you for joining us today. And I asked Kathrine this too, and she always has good ideas, but how do you know that if you, like, let's say you go to a psychic and talk to them, how would you guys know that the psychic you're talking to is real? Everybody has different ideas on how to, I guess you would say, test their psychics, but what kind of tips and tricks do you guys have? I'm kind of curious to see what you guys all want to do. Leigh says, I've been collecting rocks all my life. I found out last week some have collected are useful and help with what I need for development. Exactly. I love rocks. I have rocks and crystals and all around my store. Actually, for those of you that live in Florida, there's a new store that opened up several months ago called Tampa or Main Street Rocks. It's in Tampa. Love the store. Actually, I can get the link for you. It's just a small store. I was actually kind of surprised how small it was, but it has everything you would need for as far as crystals. They had jewelry. I mean, they have every crystal you could think of. And I even think they had some seashells, which is not uncommon here in Florida to have in stores. And I think they do online orders. I do know on Facebook. Excuse me. On Facebook, they do various things where they, whatchamacallit, oh, I'm trying to think. They go live and do like live shows where they sell the crystals, so you can buy it if you're not local. They also do free giveaways quite a bit. But definitely, if you are in the Tampa area, real easy to get to, just off the highway. And really, really cute store. I'm really glad that I made the drive down there to check out that store. And yep, thank you, Todd, for sharing the links. I guess my links didn't quite come out. I think oh, nope, I automatically did that. I think I got them all. StreamYard's finicky sometimes, but yes. So, yep, we're good. Okay, thank you. And I love, you guys know I love supporting local stores and all of that type of stuff. I also like supporting international stores, or even, you know, as long as I know they're great. So I have a fossilized seashell. I put them, yes, yeah, fairies love seashells. Oh, I have a few shells around my home too, and I haven't seen one, but you know, it's one of those things where you know they're there. And someone's been stealing. I always joke that someone's been stealing my plants, because at night I go to bed and my plants outside. I had a cactus completely disappear, and of course, 9 times out of 10, it's probably the animals. But I just can't imagine a squirrel taking my cactus. I mean, it just knocked over the pot, and the whole thing was gone. We couldn't find it anywhere on our patio. So yeah, it's, you never know what's in your backyard, and if you want to attract different things. The seashells are great for the fairies and all of that. I'm glad I could be entertaining this morning, Todd. So actually, since we're on the topic of crystals, we could also talk about, what are your favorite types of crystals? I know for me, one that I absolutely love is orange selenite. It does everything for me. It's, you know, relaxing, rejuvenating. And one thing that I had been told, it goes along with, you know, crystals for protection. You don't all have to use the same crystal for protection. Of course, everyone has different preferences. Of course, there's also like the black tourmaline and all of those things that help with those things, because that's their properties. Good morning, Courtney. Thank you for joining us. But one thing that I was told when I was at a crystal shop, the Realms Within out in Vegas, the guy took me around. That's another great store. This place is huge. Took me around the store, and we talked about different crystals. And he had said one thing that is, if the crystal is attracted to you, if you're attracted to it for some reason, there's, you know, it's calling you, kind of thing. You know, and he taught me, you know, you put your hands over the crystals to feel the energy. And it's one of those things where it goes with the, I call it the power of self-possession, where if you truly believe that something's going to protect you, it's going to. So like for myself, I wear, I have in my bra, red jasper, blue agate, I think, black tourmaline, and one other one, I can't remember it, but I have those that I carry either in a pouch or, you know, in my bra. And black tourmaline, yes, those are both good. And yeah, the hands tingle, or you can feel the energy and the pressure coming off of them. That's actually how I picked them. But like for my son, he was really attracted to this beautiful goldstone. And even though goldstone has some protective properties, he believes that it's going to protect him. And because of that, he would. And also the other thing that he said is, if you are attracted to a particular stone, look at the different qualities and see that usually means that that's what your body's craving. So if you're attracted to a stone that is meant to bring you energy, positivity, that means you need that in your life. Or if you're attracted to a stone that's, you know, known for protection, you're needing that in your life. Other stones are money, wealth, happiness, health, a whole bunch of different things. So go to the store and see what stones you're attracted to, and look at their properties, and that might be able to guide you into what you're needing. And then not only will that stone help you, but then you know how to focus your intentions and, you know, move forward and all of that type of stuff. I'm trying to think. Yeah. I do also love, I have clear quartz crystal. Those I lay around in my house in the shape of a pentacle. Before we move in, along with this, you know, sea salt that I got from Reverend Sean Whittington. And I have those throughout my house. I have selenite wands scattered everywhere. And I have endless towers endless little towers of crystals. I can't even name them all off, and they're just kind of around the house in little areas. One thing I do at Main Street Rocks, we were there and I picked up, they were tourmaline, or no, they were black something, but it wasn't tourmaline, but they were carved, and it's a baby Groot and a baby Yoda. Cutest little things. I had to get them. I couldn't not get them. Yes, the Encyclopedia of Crystals. That is the perfect book. I do have, there's another book that I have at home by Scott Cunningham that talks about herbs, crystals, and all of that stuff. Hi, Sarah. Thank you for joining us. Feel free to ask any questions you guys have. My guest should be joining us any minute. We're just right now chatting about crystals, psychics. How do you know one that you're seeing? Is it a tarot live? No, sorry, that's not going to be a tarot live today on my show. I think there's other shows that do that, but not on my show. I'm sorry. But Kathrine will be here, like I said, momentarily, and all the things that I've been jabbering about, she will be discussing in more detail because she has more knowledge than I do on those. So, and yep. But feel free to ask any questions you have. I'm starting to gather questions for Kathrine and talk about different things. If you have any questions about the paranormal, it's okay. I'll still subscribe. Thank you so much, Sarah. So feel free, anybody, guys, ask some questions. I'm going to actually message Kathrine real quick to see where she is at, and I'm noticing I'm going blurry for some reason, so I'll fix that as well. And we are going to take a quick commercial break, and hopefully she'll be here when we get back. Okay, so I'll see you guys soon. Everyone, just heard back from Kathrine. She is in the middle of a client, so she will be on as soon as she is done. And oh my goodness, I just fixed that. So, okay, I've been to 3. I'm a good judge of when people are lying. I felt all 3 had different levels and were telling me the truth if what they said at the time. Yes, exactly. It's more about gut instinct because you really don't know if the psychic you're going to is legitimate or not. I know someone had shared with me once that the best way to determine if someone is legitimate is to ask them, openly ask them a question like, hey, I'm trying to reach my, Uncle Joe. And if they come back, and you don't have an Uncle Joe. So if they come back and, oh yeah, Uncle Joe is here, and I'll tell you all these things about Uncle Joe, then you kind of know they're fishing or, full of crap. So that's one test that someone told me about. And it's tough because even psychics, they're not 100% right. It's tough. It's not, I don't want to say it's a guessing game, but sometimes they're, I've heard psychics who told me that they've been fed wrong information, whether it's true or not, or they're just trying to cover up that they made a mistake. But I always tell them it's okay. You're not always right. Just like the paranormal field and science, we're not always right with the answers or even testing methods. So we definitely need to work on just kind of working together and encouraging each other. If I always tell, I have a few psychic friends who are just starting their abilities, and it's like, hey, keep going, and just always be encouraging, but always also be aware of what's going on, so that way you're not falling into a scam or anything like that. Would hate to see any of you guys fall into that. And I mean, if you guys need help with anything, whether it's, finding a psychic, finding a paranormal team, I know people around the world that I can get you in contact. And if I don't know someone, I know people who know people. So definitely that's why I always tell people in this field, you have to network. There's nothing wrong with reaching out to another team and saying, hey, how's it going? Would, love to chat, even if you just chat with them on the phone. I know I've had a couple people reach out to me recently, and it's been hard to talk to them because my life has been so crazy lately. But luckily, it's somewhat slowing down to where I'll have more time on the phone and everything. I do try to let them know right away when they're spot on. Yes, exactly. Encourage them, because that kind of it raises their energy level. And when your energy level is raised, your vibrations connect better with the spirit world. At least that's how I feel. I mean, I know everybody has different feelings and different thoughts on that, but that's definitely how I feel. And just like when I talked last week, finding a reputable paranormal team. I mean, some psychics, I know you don't have to be registered as a psychic, but some psychics actually have turned, some legitimate ones have turned this into a business. Others that have turned it into a business are just in it for the money. But I've discovered some of the ones that are most trustworthy in the psychic realm are those who freely share their gifts. I know several people who they've told me that they will openly, as long as they don't feel like they're being abused by their friends or people that they know, they openly share what they know. Someone comes to them and asks them questions. They don't say, okay, well, it's $59.99 an hour. They just openly share it because they feel that they were given a gift, and that gift should be used to help others, is how they feel. And I think that's just absolutely amazing. But it's tough because everybody needs to make money somehow. And in the paranormal field, whether you're a psychic, paranormal researcher, or anything like that, you don't want to charge your clients per se, depending on what's going on, because we're here to help others. However, we need to make money. If we want to do this full time, and that's something that I'm working on. I'm actually logging everything I do for 6 months. And I'm going to be creating a presentation based on how to actually make money in the paranormal field. You can do everything from, write books, host lectures, do guided tours, sell merchandise. There's so many different things you can do as long as you go about it the right way. And it can absolutely be done. And absolutely, like I said, so many things that can be done, and ways to do it. I still have my freelance job that, pays for our fund money. I've been lucky enough to where I don't have to work full time, but our fund money comes from, our paranormal exploring money comes from the freelance work that I do and other things like that. So yeah, there are ways in this field to make money without having to charge your clients, but that's all a personal decision. I know when I was, what is wrong with my camera? Do I need to sit closer? I keep noticing it goes out of focus, so I'm sorry about that for the poor quality today. I'm not sure what's going on. But yeah, I mean, I know when I was taking my PhD courses, IMHS, Dr. Kelly did a lecture on, so what if people charge, rather than make it a big deal, rather than cause paradrama, rather than, be erratic. It's, as long as they're legitimate, some people do charge. It's what they do. I personally wouldn't go to them. I would personally tell people not to go to them. But some people don't have a choice, or some people, stuff like that. So it's, again, like I said, because I don't personally charge, I'm not going to bash other teams because they do, but I'm not going to recommend somebody go to them, is the only difference. So, yeah, with that being said, there's so many different ways that you can find help, get help, offer help, and do things. And Leigh, I just remembered I need to get back in touch with you because we have to discuss setting up that show with non-paranormal researchers. So I haven't forgotten about you. I did momentarily, but I have it in my notes that I need to reach out to you. And Courtney, everything is so beautiful. It just can't decide where to go. Thank you, Leigh. Yeah, I've been working on my backdrop at home, but like I had said, I'm at my mom's house, so it's kind of, I'm sitting in front of her secretary and doing this. So it's kind of, usually it's at night, so I don't have the sun. I think that's probably what's happening, is the sun's coming up and shining in through the window, throwing everything off. But yes, at least it's not raining yet. It's supposed to storm all day today, but I'm not looking forward to that, especially with running errands later. But yes, so yeah, and I completely lost my train of thought again, Courtney. Thank you. I appreciate the comment, but I completely lost where I was going with that. So let me check my notes real quick and see what else there is. Oh, that's what I wanted to share. I don't know if you guys saw, but I started teaching it rains every day in Florida. It hasn't for a while, but yeah, now it's going to start raining every day. I'm looking forward to those quick afternoon rains, but not the all day. So, because I looked at the weather, it's supposed to start this afternoon and rain all day tomorrow. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting. I was hoping to go to the beach to take some photos for my next book, but that won't be happening today. So yeah, I'm actually, for those of you who don't know, I am a certified shamanic life coach, and I have been for several years, just haven't done anything with it. And I'm going to be starting teaching life coaching sessions where I open it up every month to 5 or 6 people. And it's going to be a 6-week training. Pours and then sun, yes, always. And humid right after, but it cools things off. So, but with that, I've decided to test it out to make sure my 6-week course is good enough. So it's actually going to be 7 weeks roughly, because we have the introductory day and then we go through. But each week focuses on a different topic. It's how to bring success and happiness to your life, whether it's your paranormal research, your home life, your work life, whatever. It's ways to bring, and it can be tailored to whatever you guys need it to be. So what it's going to include is, that's why I'm limiting it to 6 people, because it's all going to be virtual. It's going to be like week 1, we'll introduce each other, learn about each other's goals. We'll do a quick dream board, because you guys will get information ahead of time of what you need. And then you'll be given assignments for the week. Then the next week, we talk about one specific topic. Just some topics off the top of my head include purging, creating your happy space. Shoot, I can't remember all the topics off the top of my head. I've been working on so many presentations. It's been crazy lately. So, but it's going to go, through that. We'll touch on, how your goals are going, what goals have changed, and then you guys will be given another assignment. It'll include craft projects that we'll do virtually and as assignments. Assignments are easy. Anything you do during this, you can easily complete within an hour to 2 hours during the week. The discussion is going to be 1 hour long once a week, and I'm thinking on having that on Sunday night so you can start the week off fresh and excited and rejuvenated. But I'm offering it free to the first 6 people who sign up, or not the first 6 people, but I have an application on Google Docs or Google Drive or Google Forms. Oh my God, there's so many Googles. Google Forms that I can share the link here in a minute and get that for you guys. But I'm looking at different things. It has basic information on like what you're looking forward to get out of the class and what's required of you for the class. And the only thing that I ask, I'm testing this out, and I want everybody to be honest if they do it. I'm testing it out to see how whatchamacallit. Whoops, hold on. I'm like trying to find the form here. Kind of to see how it turns out, what needs to be changed, what needs to be added, what needs to be fixed. And then, just a whole bunch of different questions. So I want everybody who's willing to do this, you need to be brutally honest with me. I know sometimes that's hard, but if you don't think something works, let me know. If you think something works, let me know that too. And I'm not sure what it would be charged, but like I said, I am offering this free for 6 people. That is going to be starting July 1st or June 1st, or the first Sunday in June for 7 weeks. I've just put the link for the form if you guys are interested. Fill that out. I will be contacting people next week regarding who made it in, and I may open it up to more than 6 people just to get more input. But I definitely would like your guys' input on how that class goes. Truly, like I said, I'm truly looking forward to it. It was a fun certification. that I did, and the crafts that they have are a lot of fun. One of my favorite things is we will discuss what's called a 21-day purge, where you're supposed to, and you create a box for it, which I found was interesting. And it's just, trying to figure out how to describe it, but it can be a small box, big box, whatever you guys want. But you can do it 2 different ways. If you do a smaller box, you decorate it. And then for 21 days, you write down things you want to get rid of from your life. So for example, you want to get rid of negativity. Oh, no problem, Leigh. Like I said, the links are there, and you can always go to my page and check it out. And we'll definitely get you guys information on that. If not, you could always reach out to me and ask questions. But with the 21-day purge, so you write things like, I want to get rid of negativity in my life. I want to get rid of wasted time, because you waste time on the projects that you do. A whole bunch of different. So you write all that down, and then at the end of the month, or the end of the 21 days, you gather all the things, you review them all, and then you burn them, type of thing. Another one is 21 days to, it's, I guess you would call, purging or cleansing. But every day you have to look around your home and find one thing to get rid of. And that goes in the box. And then, and you don't look in the box again. You just kind of close it up. Day 2, you find something in your home to get rid of, put it in the box. And then on day 21, you put that last item in the box, and then you seal it up and either toss it if it's all, crap, or take it to your local Goodwill, thrift store, homeless shelter if it was closed. And you can theme it around anything you want. You can do 21-day purge for your kitchen, 21-day purge for your closet, and things like that. So another one is, your kitchen, your kitchen pantry. And the best thing to look for stuff like that is expired food. People who want to take it to the next level, I've talked to, and we've done 5 things a day, where they find 5 things a day that they put in their box. So at the end of 21 days, they've gotten rid of 105 things. So instead of just the 21. So there's a lot of different things. And we talk about this in depth in the life coaching course, because part of living a happier, healthier life is to free your mind of things that clutter it, which is the point of writing down things, because once you write it out, technically it should be free from your mind. Then the other thing too is cleaning your space up and making things, not as cluttered in your life. Because when you look at clutter, that's when chaos occurs. So those are all the different things that we want to make sure that we help you guys with during that shamanic life coaching session. So again, like I said, the links are there. If you guys want to sign up, great. If not, I'll be offering more sessions in the future, including several special deals and a whole bunch of stuff like that. And that also is going to be included in Patreon. So if you sign up on my Patreon at a certain level, you'll be included in getting that as well. And I see Kathrine is here, so I'm super excited to bring her on. You guys saw her about a month ago on my show, Women in the Paranormal, and I wanted to bring her back so we could talk to her one-on-one. So welcome, Kathrine, to the show.
Hi, how are you?
Good. I knew you were coming on, but it was one of those, I usually send my guest a message in the morning just to double check to make sure nothing happened.
No. I'm always like, when it comes to things like that, I'm always on the spot. Yeah. How are you?
I'm good. You?
Good. How was your weekend?
Oh, it was good. Good. Yeah, okay. I actually came to my parents' house for the week to help them out with some stuff.
Nice.
Yeah.
Is it far away from home, or was it a long drive?
2 hours.
Oh, that's nice.
So yeah, and it's not too bad because we're looking to move over here.
Oh wow, where is it?
It's Vero Beach.
State?
So it's Florida.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
Nice.
Yeah, it's just north of West Palm.
Nice. Must be nice and sunny down there.
It's raining today, but
okay. I mean, even in Greece, like the weather, it's supposed to be summer and it's just like gray.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fun.
But it's good.
So, yeah. So I'm super happy to have you on here. We did have a couple of questions that we were discussing earlier before you came on. But before we get to those, can you let everybody know a little bit more about your background and kind of how you developed your psychic abilities, because that's the number one question that I've been getting from people.
Okay. All right. I'm Greek Australian, so I was born in Australia. My parents migrated there in the 1970s, so I was born there. I come from a Greek background. My parents were Greek. So the Greek element was really strong in the family. We had Greek restaurants. So I grew up in a very Greek environment, but I've lived half my life in Australia and the other half in Greece. And I've traveled the world. I've lived in Scotland and the UK for 4 years. And then I went to America for about 7 months last year, stayed in America for about 7 months, did a few investigations there, which were absolutely fantastic. Now, how did I come about? I think like everybody does, we all have gifts. Every single person has gifts, and psychic gifts, spiritual gifts. So, you know, your spiritual gifts is like being a medium, doing trance mediumship, being a healer, speaking to spirits, while your psychic gifts are telekinesis, telepathy, ESP, being a psychic, of course, having all your clear senses open, doing, you know, things that come from that are imprinted in your DNA. So every child that is born, every person that is born has got those gifts, the spiritual gifts and the psychic gifts. So that's why you see little kids when they're young and they look up on the wall and they laugh at something and they talk to something. That's because they're open, spiritually open. And no one's telling them, oh, no, don't do that, because they're young, so they don't understand what's going on. And so I started at the age of a young age, where I always used to hear somebody whistle, call my name. I always felt like somebody was always following me. I would look back, but no one was there, and I would run home because I would be scared. You know?
I used to do that in our basement, run up the stairs.
There you go. Or, you know, the tug and pull war of your covers being pulled when you're young, and you will put them on top of your head thinking, oh my God, there's something there. And you look under your bed with your flashlight and you'll always feel that there's someone there next to you in your room. So I started there, and then what really started me studying my psychic gifts, because I studied and I did seminars at the age of 11, and that was out of a fluke, because I was with my auntie and my mum, and we went to a monastery here in Greece, and it was a monastery where they actually, and they still do it every Wednesday. It's called the Saint Cypriot's Monastery. And they perform exorcisms every Wednesday. So we ended up going on a Wednesday, and I ended up falling upon an exorcism. And I was actually feeling, without me knowing, you know, you don't know what an empath is at the age of 11. You don't. Especially in 1984, you don't read like we do now on the internet. We don't get educated. Right. So here I am, looking at that poor girl on the floor, screaming, yelling, cursing, her whole body twisting. Guys, I can still remember it as it is, as I'm looking at you. That's how I remember her face. That memory will never, ever go away from my mind. But I was feeling what she was feeling, and I was feeling her burning, and I was feeling everything that she was feeling, to the point where I couldn't breathe anymore. And I was actually feeling everybody else's energies around me, because they were getting into that. And so I ended up getting dizzy and fainting. And then another priest said to my mum and my auntie that they should take me and to another church and maybe be read under the relics of these saints, and, you know, maybe I got an attachment, or, you know. And because no priest could explain that you know, your child is an empath. Religion is really funny about that. They don't believe in those things. They're very boom, like in a box. So I remember that scene too. So they had me in the middle. There were all these believers around me, and they had these relics of a saint in front of me, and the priest was reciting something from the book, from the Bible, and I could actually feel my chair rocking and levitating because of the energy that was going on around. It wasn't a bad thing, but I was going into a trance. I was ending up going into a trance. I was feeling sleepy and going into a trance, and I was rocking back and forth my chair to the point where the chair started levitating a little bit, and that was actually me doing it. And it was good because there was a parapsychologist in that group of people, and they spoke to my mum and auntie, and I went to this institute. It's called the Life Programming Institute. Hang on, let me bring the book. Give me a second.
No problem. So while she's doing that, guys, make sure you feel free to ask any questions you have. She, like I said, she's a great wealth of knowledge, and definitely someone that, while we have her on the show, to ask questions about different psychic abilities and different things in the paranormal field. She's just absolutely all around amazing, full of knowledge. And
I can't find the book. It's an old book. I've got it somewhere in my library, right? It's in 1984, and it's so old that it's gone yellow. And they don't in those days they didn't give out certificates, right? When you did seminars like they do now,
right.
And there I learned how to do psychometry, remote viewing, psychokinesis. I learned how to do self-hypnosis, self-command words, actually hypnotize somebody and give him a self-command, mind over matter. So we learned a lot. The Estes method that we do now, we did it then, but differently. So at the age of 11, that's when I started studying, and then continue on studying and with experience of going to haunted locations, seeing apparitions. Yeah, that's it. So yeah, it was like intense.
Yep. And I know it's until you know what you're going through, it's tough, because we would go out and I would be afraid to go to public places, because some public places I would just start crying for no reason.
Yeah,
until I realized it was like, oh crap, that's what
it is. That's what it is. Even like I remember that we go through awakening stages. It's not like, okay, we get awakened at the age of 11 or 12 or 20 or 30. We go through awakening stages, like really intense ones. I remember something triggers it off. I remember when my mum passed away, that awoken more gifts, right? To the point where I would go out and I couldn't handle the people. I started having agoraphobia, and I started, feeling that I was getting heart palpitations, and I didn't know. I could hear the thoughts, and I'm thinking, what's going on? Am I going crazy? Like all of a sudden, it just happened, boom, like that, and something can trigger it off, and that means that every time something will trigger it off, and your gifts will, because we've got plenty of gifts.
Yep, definitely. And you had mentioned psychokinesis. I did find that video.
Uh-huh.
Do you mind if I share it?
Go right ahead.
Because people have been asking me about it.
Okay.
Okay. Making sure I did this right. Okay. I love the thumbnail that they use.
Yeah. I've got another one on YouTube, which I've actually put a vase on top. I don't know if you found that one.
I was trying to find that one and I couldn't.
That's on YouTube. I don't know if I can. I've got it on TikTok and I've got it on YouTube. And it's on my YouTube actually. If you look it up, you'll find it. Where I'm actually. I don't know if I can share it. Can I share it if I look it up? Can I share it here or
You should be able to.
Where I actually put a vase on top, and so it cuts off. So people don't think that I'm using my hands with the air or anything like that. So there's actually a wall between my energy and the energy of the piece of paper, because the piece of paper is energy.
Right.
It comes from the trees. So I'm blocking my energy and I'm blocking its energy, and it actually moves by me just holding it like holding my distance from the vase, and the actual thing spins around. I don't know if you can find it, or should I look?
If you can, I'm looking real quick and I'm not seeing it on yours, but I could be missing it.
Hang on, let me just
that
go
was the
in
one
there.
I was originally trying to find.
Okay. Okay, hang on. Hang on, let me just find it on my. Hang on, let me just grab my phone and I'll send you the link. Yep. So while I'm looking for that, it's true that everybody can do that. Everybody has got that ability of actually doing telekinesis. 98% of poltergeist activity is actually people and young adults moving things with their mind. Then what? And 1 or 2% is actually spirits that are angry spirits or intelligent spirits that are able to move things in the house. So let me just have a look while I'm looking. Is there any questions?
Oh, hold on, let me see. Scrolling through real quick.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, Todd said you can share it and put it up on the screen, but you can send it to me and I can add it to my share screen.
That's what I'm looking for, because I know that I've got it on my playlist here. Because all right, okay.
Yeah, I know one of the other questions we were discussing earlier before you came on is how to determine if a psychic is real, because it's really hard, because someone can say they're psychic.
Oh, there it is.
Have no abilities whatsoever.
Okay, hang on, let me just send it to you.
Problem.
There you go, got done.
Okay.
So what was the question? Sorry?
How do you determine a psychic is actually legitimate?
Okay, a psychic being legit. A psychic is able to tap into your that's why it's called psychic, comes from the word psyche, which is the Greek word for soul. Okay, it is the connection of souls. It is connection of the etheric body, of the magnetic field. So it's the connection of both energies. So a psychic needs to be connected with the person. One becomes the conductor and the other one becomes the receiver. So a good psychic is able to foresee your past, your present, and your future. So when you go for a reading to a psychic, if a psychic starts saying things about your future, you're going to get money, your business is going to go well, okay, every psychic can say that. You need to connect all three together. You need to connect my past with my present and my future.
Yep, exactly. And I know one tip is to ask them a question about something that has nothing to do with your life and see if you get an answer.
Exactly.
Yep. Okay, let me pull up the video. Yeah, I was trying to find that one. I couldn't figure out why I couldn't find it.
No, it's on my playlist somewhere.
Okay. There we go. I like your hair better shorter, by the way.
Do you?
Yeah, it's cute.
I hate it short.
Nope.
It's better manageable. Yeah. So that's the end of the video, I think. Yeah, that's I think is that's the beginning. Okay.
That's the beginning.
All right.
There we go.
Okay, so you need to go further down, I think. How long is the video? So I'm giving a bit of a demonstration there, so on how to do it. So I'm explaining there. So if you go further down, further, I think it's in the last few seconds. Oh, and then next to me is the book that I was talking to you about, the Psycho. Yeah. So that's really weird. So it's moving while I'm talking, and there we go. So I think it should be in a few seconds because I couldn't remember how long that video was. There we go. See how that's how it moves. I think that's the only scene that it moves.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I remember when you first made that video, I was like, that is really interesting.
Yeah, that's the little scene where it actually moves, where I'm not touching it at all. Mm-hmm. I'm not touching the vase. There's no air going through. It is sealed. It's glass, so it's not plastic. Where if you rub plastic, you might get some might get some energy going and some vibration going. So it is actually glass, and as you can see, I'm not touching it, and it's actually moving with the with the energy. Mm-hmm. It goes to prove that you can move things even if you've got obstacles in front of you. Mm-hmm. Yep. It's mind over matter.
Yep. Yeah. I've actually I need to do it with a glass jar over it, but I hang a pendulum and I'm actually able to move my pendulum that way. And I get so excited.
There you go. It's it takes, we all know it takes a bit of time at the beginning, and your head, it's like scrying with, I don't know if you've ever done water scrying. Have you ever done water scrying?
No, but my friend does, and I love, he actually turns it into an art form.
Yep. So, and then you sort of look at it and it's like your head hurts when you start scrying, even mirror scrying, your head hurts. So they say when you start feeling drowsy, when you start feeling sleepy or whatever, stop. Mm-hmm. Don't push yourself.
Right.
Then do it again. Mm-hmm. And it's like you're actually not saying, you're not commanding it to move. You're actually seeing it move. It's actually moving in your mind. It's moving. So that's how you're able to do the telekinesis.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And I always use the telekinesis as an example for people to set their intentions for their life too. If you can move a piece of paper with your mind, imagine what else you could do.
Oh yes.
If you just put your mind to it, do it.
Yeah.
The next question I did have is astral projection. I know when I try to do it, I always feel like I am going to stop breathing, so I stop. It's like I meditated, I'm relaxing, and then all of a sudden it's like, am I breathing?
Am I okay? Am I alive?
But I know a lot of people have asked me about that. So what are your thoughts on it, and any tips for anyone who might want to try?
Okay. Like I said, when I did that school, and then later on in my life, I learned how to actually astral project properly. Because when I was trying to do it between the age of 11, I ended up actually being able to do it when I was 17. Mm-hmm. So I was 17 and I was at the point where I'm thinking, bugger this, I can't do it. I'm not going to bother anymore. I'm never going to astral travel. I'm not capable of astral traveling. I'm never going to do it. So one night I'm just like, last time, never again. I'm never going to try it again. You know how you get to something when you're 17. Yeah, you're like, that's it, no more. So, and then I'm like, okay, I'm thinking to myself, okay, I can't do this. And then I'm going to switch off the light of my night light next to me, right? I was going to switch it off, and then I can see my hand going through the lamp. I'm like, this is not right. Something's wrong here. So I can see myself going to my room through the door, and I'm trying to open the handle of the door, and my hand was going through it. And here I am getting scared, really scared. And I'm trying to scream out to my parents, but I couldn't. No voice was coming out. I was hearing my voice, but it wasn't coming out. So I look back to see, and my body's down there. And I got scared straight away. So I jumped back into my body, but I jumped the wrong way I came out. So the impact was so strong that my whole body got hurt. So in other words, and then I met at the age of 28, I met a Taoist teacher, and he said to me, if you're able to sit at the bus stop with all the traffic around you and you're able to jump in and out of your body, you've mastered astral traveling and astral projection. So to me, my advice is relax. I know you're going to get scared. It is quite normal because your conscious and your subconscious is trying to connect at that point. So of course you're going to get scared thinking, oh my God, am I going to die? Is someone going to take over my body? Am I, because you hear so many stories, am I going to have a heart attack? Is that line going to break? Am I ever going to come back? So you're filling your mind with so many thoughts, and of course you're not going to be able to travel. Of course you're not going to be able to come out. So what you do at that point, you clear everything. Like even you've got the thoughts in your mind, let them go. Just clear them out. Like, don't try to force them to come out of you, the thoughts, because you're going to get, once you're doing, like once you start relaxing with your breathing and with meditation, other people do it with meditation, other do it with the self-hypnosis, other people do it just breathing, like breathing in and out. So you start, whatever you choose, you do it with, that whatever you feel comfortable with. So once you're going to start doing it, you're going to get a lot of thoughts in your mind. Don't try to force them out. Leave them. They're there. Try to connect with them. Try to connect with your thoughts. Try to connect with whatever you're seeing. You might end up seeing colors. You might end up seeing faces you've never seen. And then you will feel it actually being dragged out of your body. You actually feel it being dragged out. You're separating. You will feel being separated from your solid body because you can feel your solid body going heavy and then your etheric body going really light. And if you're able to, even if you're sitting on the chair, even if you're lying on the couch or in your bed, if you're able to turn yourself over and look at yourself like a mirror, you've actually mastered astral traveling. And try baby steps. Like first, go around your home, in your backyard, around your home, up your street, come back. Then the next day or a couple of days later, go to your neighbor's house, and then to your parents' home, and then to your friend's house. Start doing things like baby steps, and then come back. Don't stay out too long. Come back. It's like when you're doing scuba diving, right? You got to have a compass. I don't know if you've ever done scuba diving, because I've done scuba diving. So you got to have a compass to know where your anchor is. Your body is your anchor. So you can't stay too long. You can't drift away too far away. So you got to come back like baby steps. And once you do that, you've mastered it. You're ready to go and travel anywhere you want.
Yeah, Lisa is in. Somehow I got blurry. In high school, I projected, but I had no idea what was happening, and freaked out and snapped back into my body. Never tried again.
Tried again. Yep. Yeah, a lot of people are doing exactly. And don't go too fast. Yeah, that's true. So yeah, you do it slowly and always come back the same way you come out. Because if you come back the wrong way, trust me, your body hurts. It does. Your physical body. I still do it now, even at this age,
If I did it the wrong way, I would just blame it on my body aches with age.
That's it. I do that too now.
Actually, while you were talking, you reminded me, we had a question last week for one of my guests, and it was, she was having vivid dreams, and she wanted to know how to determine if the vivid dreams were her actually astral projecting.
Depends on what she was seeing.
Okay.
Yeah. Depends if what she was seeing. If she was seeing, was she seeing places? Did she explain the dream? Was she seeing places? Was she dreaming inside a dream?
Yeah, I wish I could remember the full details about it. And I don't think she's on because I haven't seen her comment, but that was one of the questions.
Because you can get your lucid dreaming, which is dreaming inside a dream. Right. Okay. And then you do your there's actually your lucid, not just your lucid, your dream walker, where you can actually walk in other people's dreams. Mm-hmm. So you've got your lucid dreaming, which is your vivid dreaming, right? And then you've got your dream walking, where you're able to dream walk into someone else's dream and actually manipulate whatever's going on around in that person. Yeah.
I was dream walking.
Yep. Interesting, eh? And I've got a few people I can do that too. Yeah.
I'm gonna have to start practicing now. No.
Mm-hmm. It's exactly the same method as astral projection. Exactly the same method.
Okay. I have to remember that. No. Uh-huh. But also, when it comes to dreams, I know I keep a dream journal just in case, I've had several dreams that actually turned into something that happened in an investigation in the future. So it's always nice having the little notes that I keep from my dreams. But are there specific ways to determine? I know some people say, like, if you see a bird or a spider or you dream about this, it means X, Y, and Z.
Mm-hmm. That's your dream interpretations. See, when you start seeing places in your dreams, that could be precognition. Or you're going to see things that are going to happen and they actually happen. That's your precognition. When you see dreams without knowing, what's happening, okay, but you've got a feeling that something's going to happen, that's your premonitions that something is going to happen. So, and then you've got your dream interpretation. So your pre-recognition is before, so it's a Greek word which comes to before recognizing, and premonition is before how do I explain that? With knowing but not knowing, without having the full details. So your dream interpretation, like for instance, every culture has got different dream interpretations. If, for instance, in our culture, if we lose our 2 front teeth and it hurts, that means that one of our parents is going to die. If it really hurts, because the 2 front teeth have got to do with the parents for us, right? If we see a red car on the road or in our dream, red means something fast is happening. Or when you see blood, something fast, something quick is happening. So seeing a red car on the road is like on your road, on your days, on your next few days, something quick is coming your way, something fast. So beware, because the car's got to do with warning, or you might go traveling. Depends on what else you see in your dream. So if you see a woman with long blonde hair in your dream, or if you see yourself with long blonde hair, it means that happiness is coming, good things are coming. If you see your hair black, and especially long, it's like you're going to go through burdens. If you cut them off, you're going to go away from the burdens. So each dream has got its own interpretation, and you try to put it all together. That's your dream interpretation. So yeah.
And it's
But
all about puzzle, piecing the different puzzles together and making it figure it out.
exactly. And you know what? After that, after a few times, it starts making sense.
Mhm.
It starts coming on its own because you're using your abilities.
Mhm. Yep, definitely. And then that once takes me to dreams as a method for spirits to communicate with us. I
Yes.
know I've had two instances. One where I was dreaming that my grandfather was talking to me and telling me that it wasn't my time because I had just been diagnosed with kidney failure. And I woke up and he was standing by my bedside, rubbing my arm. And then he just kind of faded away. And then the other time I was having a dream about we were going to go on an investigation, and I actually visualized a location I had never been at. And when a spirit came, or a shadow came to me saying, don't go, it's dangerous. And I woke up and there was a shadow standing at the foot of my bed.
A shadow, like a black shadow, like.
Yeah, it was a big, big guy.
So you connected actually through your dream world. You connected to that place.
Okay.
Your subconscious connected to the place you're thinking about it. So you manifested it. You connected it through your dream world, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now seeing that person, that shadow as a shadow, is because you don't know what he looked like when he was alive. So of course you're going to see him as a shadow. Because if you knew what he looked like, you would have seen him as he looked like when he was alive, but not recognizing, because we don't know every spirit out there. So he came as a spirit, as a shadow person. You felt his energy, you recognized his energy that he was from that place. So he gave you a warning, like, hey, if you go there, this and this is going to happen. So he was probably one of the guardians of the home,
Mm-hmm.
of that place, protecting you.
Yeah, and it was interesting because I ended up not going on the investigation. I ended up going to the house several months later to do a follow-up investigation with her. But it was during COVID, and the woman wanted us there. She's like, "You guys have to come." So we're like, "Okay, well, here's our, we're ready to mask up and do all our things that we were going to do to protect ourselves and the clients." Um, but my partner's car, he blew a gasket in his engine, so
There
his
you
car
go.
was dead, and I was going to go pick him up. Then our water heater busted and water was everywhere, and we were waiting for maintenance to come fix it. And then about 5 minutes before I was supposed to walk out the door, we got a call from my son's, he was at School of Rock,
Yeah.
learning music, and his class got exposed to COVID. So because of that, I was like, okay, well, we're quarantining, for 10 days just to make sure. And I ended up not going out. So it was like something was like not wanting
Stopping
me to go.
you. Yeah. So they were putting obstacles and hurdles in front of you. It's like, hello, I'm blowing up your water casket. I'm doing this. There you go. Here's COVID for you.
Yeah. Yeah, Heather, take the damn sign.
Exactly.
But yeah, I mean, and we've had that. It's because the one investigator, Brent, that I used to work with out in Vegas, him and I worked well together. We could be in the dark without flashlights and know where each other was, know how each other was thinking. We were actually going to Goldfield to film a documentary or a TV series up there. And on our way there, we had a car pass a truck with not
Oh,
enough
God.
space and almost hit us head on. So we ended up going into the gravel on the side of the road and back on the road. We had an eagle fly across our car and we almost hit it.
Jesus, woman.
He's driving. He's like, I don't think they want us to go.
Yeah, definitely. Turn around. Point check. Go back.
So yeah, it's interesting, all the little signs that you don't think about
Yeah.
when it's happening, but then after you look back on it, it's like something didn't want me to be there.
Exactly.
Yep.
Yep,
Yeah.
I believe
Very,
that.
very interesting. And I had another question. I had completely lost it. Anybody up for pizza? I still need to go get breakfast.
It's early in the morning over there. What time is it there?
11:20.
11:20. Okay.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
20 past 6 here.
Okay. Yep. Yeah. Perfect timing for the show for you to be on.
It is. It's good. It's the afternoon where everybody's quiet and it's good.
Yep. Yeah. Usually I'm downstairs, but like I said, I'm at my mom's house, so I feel bad for her. She's sleeping and I'm talking away
That's okay.
in her room.
But you must have a really nice breeze down there. I can see it.
Oh yeah, it just started downpouring, so I'm hoping I don't lose my internet for the last few minutes that we have for the show.
Oh, I don't know. I think you'll be fine.
Yeah. So as a psychic, I know a lot of people go into investigations. Like for me, that's why I don't really fully tap into my psychic abilities, because I want to know the history of the location, and that's just my personal preference. But what are your thoughts on researching locations beforehand as a psychic?
I don't.
Don't. Yep.
I go blind-eyed. I
Yep.
walk in and I'm like, okay, I'm here.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And then I just start, pouring information through, because I would rather, I don't want to get influenced by anything, because
Yep.
I use my psychic abilities, and I don't want to get influenced by anything that I might have read, I might have seen. So, and then after I'm done with everything, my investigation, that's when I'll sit down and read it and think, okay, yeah, I was right. No, I was wrong. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, no, and I like doing the research, because whenever I was on a team that wasn't my own, nobody would research anything. And I get it, you don't want to go in and be influenced, but it helps me guide the questions.
Exactly.
Because like we had, who's the president was a question that someone asked, and we had an EVP during a birth session that said Jeff's.
Yeah.
And everybody's like, no. And I'm like, well, this used to be a Mormon fort. They thought, Rulon Jeffs was the president.
Exactly. No, it's good. In a team should have a researcher / historian. It's psychic medium, it's healer, or a psychic medium that can do healing. Someone that can debunk things. You need somebody to debunk.
That's my husband.
And, yep, there you go. And your IT guy that's going to be running around with a camera going, okay, we got this. So, yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I know when we would bring psychics with us, we wouldn't even tell them the address of the home. We would go pick them up, and we would almost do it similar to the way Paranormal State would do it. They would be blindfolded approaching the home.
Nice.
We would get them to the home, take the blindfold off, and then we would do, I would do the tour with them, recording everything they're saying as they're walking from room to room. And then it's really nice when you can piece what they say up to evidence that you get during the investigation.
That's awesome, because I know exactly what you're saying. On the weekend, you remember Candy Slater? Okay, she investigated Edinburgh Manor in I think it's in Iowa or Indiana. I'm not sure. Up there that way. So yes, that's it. Somewhere in the cornfields. So she was investigating that, and so she took me on a little private tour remotely, right? So we're going through to room by room by room. So we ended up going into a room, and I said, I like this room. I can see children all around it. And I think I said to her, I want to come back to this room. So she took me to the basement, which so we went, and a couple of other rooms, and I was like, no, just take me out, let's go. So I said, let's go to that kid's room again. So I actually together with Candy was sitting in a distance, and she showed me, she had the camera on where she was sitting on a distance. I said, there was a blue balloon on the bed. I said, bring it. There's a little boy. I said, he's doing peekaboo. So bring the balloon and let's ask him together if he can move the balloon. And actually the balloon, with everything closed, the balloon was going back and forth. And I kept on hearing the name, I'm Jamie, Jamie. So she looked it up after they did the investigation, and she sent me a message yesterday. She goes, that little boy in that room is called Jamie. And I'm like, oh my God. So that to me is validation. So you were using some kind of an equipment, which was the balloon. So the actual spirit was moving the balloon, and together, with the psychic abilities, and communicating, it was able to validate that little boy was actually moving the balloon, and he was a little boy, and his name was Jamie. So it was like, wow. To me, every time that happens, it's like, giving candy to a child. It still amazes me out there. It does.
Yeah, I need to do remote viewing with you when I go back to Vegas, to the one museum that I used to investigate. They have a car from Area 51 that was donated.
Oh, I love to.
And there's like 4 other cars attached to it. And when we would use the tri-field meter and the EMF detector, they would be going off the charts. But the minute we would like go past the car, it would flatline.
Oh, wow.
And when we were doing, it was Halloween, so we had a craft table up, and the team I was on, we were doing a fun event with the kids that were coming for trick or treating and all of, and they turned the museum into a haunted house. And we were looking over by where the car, what the rail car was, and another investigator and I could see little feet.
Uh-huh.
And when we went over there, thinking there was a child playing over there because they had it roped off not to play on it at night, nobody was there.
Oh, wow.
And when we did an investigation back there, we were getting EVPs and different, I don't really use the Ovilus, but it actually backed up some of the EVPs we had. That the boy was between 9 and 12. We didn't really get an exact date, but it was and it was a boy. It was all we could get, but it fit with the feet that we saw.
Exactly. So it's your validation. Oh my God, I saw feet, and it was actually a little boy there, a little spirit. So it's validation every time.
Yeah, so we're trying to figure out what a little boy has to do with a car from Area 51. That's our next mystery. Because that's the only place. And even some of the workers have said that when they're closing up at night, they see a little boy playing around the phone.
I've got a feeling that little boy is an experiment, Heather.
Okay.
And that little boy is an experiment.
Yep, it could be. Yeah.
Like 11.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, that fits with it.
Yep. And that's
I wanted to get answers and help them because I felt so bad. I feel bad for child spirits.
Yeah, so do I, because they don't know where to go. They don't know where to move, especially if children like that, they've been taken from the families from a very young age and being used as guinea pigs or being actually born in a lab, because there's a lot of children that are born in a lab.
Yep.
So they've never met a mother or a father, they don't know. Mm-hmm. And they don't know where to go. They don't know where to go. So I believe that little child, if we end up doing a remote viewing, I would love to with you guys, and and be able to help, because I think that little boy is an experiment with a lot of abilities, hidden abilities.
Okay. Definitely. I'll have to, because it's on our plan. We have plans to go there and do like almost a tour investigation and book tour with my most recent book that came out.
So the reason why he might be connected to the car, because he might have felt that car it's like his getaway to get out of that place.
Okay.
So yeah, that'll be good to find out. You've got me, rolling at the moment. Yep.
And now you got me. It's like, how can I push this tour up?
I'm fine with doing remote viewing. I did with the with Jen Jacobs. You remember Jen Jacobs? Her team Eclipse. They did it with the global ghost hunting. Mm-hmm. Yep. So I was doing remote viewing from here at 6:00 in the morning with her whole investigation. So it was amazing. It was amazing. I loved it. So yeah, I love things like that. Because seeing that you're 60,000 or 40,000 miles away from one place and you're in another place, and you're actually seeing what's going on. It's amazing. Mm-hmm. It is.
Yep. Okay. Well, we have to take a quick commercial break. Are you able to stick around for the last half hour?
Yep.
Perfect. Todd, whenever you're ready, we'll be right back, guys.
Download the new station calendar and never miss another show. To get it is simple and free. Just visit WLTKDB.com to download or tap the subscribe button on our mobile app. Once the file is in your downloads folder, just double-click it, authorize it to your calendar, and boom, you have every show listed. Not only does it list the shows, but also the links to watch them live. We would like to thank Danny Loosemore for developing this for us and hope you enjoy it as much as we do. Get yours now at WLTKDB.com or just click subscribe on our mobile app. See you at the shows. Put the power of this station in the palm of your hand and download our mobile app. Visit the App Store, Google Play, and search for WLTKDB Talk Radio and download the app for free. Listen to past shows, download our station calendar right to yours, and even shop. The WLTKDB Talk Radio mobile app, now available on the App Store and Google Play. Download yours now.
Hey everyone, welcome back. I'm here with Kathrine. Great conversation, great information. Always love chatting with you and getting ideas.
I always love chatting with you, hon. You got such a beautiful energy, and I'm really dying. I was reading Courtney's messages here on I'm just on the comments, and I'm just dying here. She's killing me. She's got a wicked sense of humor. She must have a wicked sense of humor.
Courtney brightens up the show with her comments, and then Leigh always offers ideas, and she gives me ideas on places to go explore.
Yeah, she's the kind of person where you take on a girl's getaway on a weekend, or drive through the country with her. I know that you'll be on the floor laughing or drunk.
We'd have to pull over and have a picnic or something because we're too busy laughing to drive.
That's it.
Also, one thing we were talking about before you came on was crystals. And yes. I know you saved me because I was carrying selenite around in my bra and it just wasn't doing anything. And you gave me, black tourmaline, red jasper, blue something. Kyanite. Yes. And I carry those everywhere I go. No.
I'm glad.
And it's helped me. So, what are your favorite crystals?
Okay. I like hang on. I've got so many. I'm trying to think. Clear quartz, first of all, because it amplifies everything. So whatever you pair it up, it's going to amplify it. You walking around with selenite in your bra, it was like, hit me with all your psychics and all your ghosts and all your spirits. I'm right here. So you were open, totally open. Amethyst. I love amethyst. And
that's what my husband wears.
I wear different kinds, depends on how I feel. I would wear my tiger's eye. I would wear my lapis lazuli ring. I've got a tiger's eye with selenite that Stellio makes because my husband makes organites and he makes things like that. Jewelry. So
his organites are beautiful.
Yeah, he does. He makes amazing organites. He does. It's like, and they're full of energy and like that. And you can feel it because at that time when he's making it, if you go close to him, his whole body is burning like it's going in combustion. And I'm like, I'm going away just in case he goes boom.
That's his sign. Let me work.
Exactly. Oh, God.
Actually, it was a question that I had asked, years ago. But I had a lapis lazuli necklace that I wore everywhere. And beautiful the way it was actually not even smooth. It was rough. But then all of a sudden one day when I put it on, I started feeling like I was choking.
Oh. And
I took it off for the day. I put it back on, started feeling like I was choking, and I couldn't wear it again.
So what have you done with it, Bam?
It's in a bag with a quartz crystal and some blessed sea salt that I got from Reverend Sean Whittington.
Okay. Have you washed it? Have you put it through, what's it called? Have you put it through the 4 elements?
No.
Okay. All right. So what you need to do is, it's the reason why it's choking you. Lapis lazuli has got to do with your throat chakra. The blue has got to do, lapis heals your, have you got issues with your thyroid by any chance?
No, but I did have a tracheotomy when I was 5 or 6.
So he was probably trying to cling onto that or heal that or, tell you that that's still there. The fact that it's choking you, it's got to do with your throat chakra. Okay. And maybe it's giving you a sign that you need to be able to express yourself now. Well, I don't know how long ago that was. So it was needed to express yourself, maybe by writing, by speaking, by giving out, being a speaker and things like that. So it was probably giving you that. But you haven't worn it since then, have you?
No.
Okay, so what you can do if you really want to cleanse it and wear it, because I know that you really like it, you can actually put it in a pot with clean dirt,
Okay.
and just leave it in there for about 10 days. And then take it out, then run it through water, through salt, through fire, through air. And then what you can do, you can hold it in your hand and program it for what you want it to do for you.
Okay.
So you need to return it back to earth. Because the salt's not doing much. So you need to really bury it back into the earth. And then if after all that, none of those things work and it's still, you feel like it's choking you, it needs just to be buried in that earth and left there forever.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll definitely do that when I get back home, because it's one of those I
know, I can see it. I can see it. Yeah, I can see it. Yeah.
Yep. And I've worn it on several investigations too, so then I had the thought of maybe something attached to it.
Maybe, but I do feel like it's actually it's done its protection. It's done what it has supposed to do. So in other words, I feel that it just needs to be reprogrammed. So it must have picked up a lot of things. So it just needs to be reprogrammed and then worn again.
Yeah. Why can't crystals have a reset button?
Yeah, no, they don't. You know how many are buried? Many.
They take on their own personality and attitude.
They do. They're alive. They're actually alive.
Yep. Yeah.
I mean, I've got a ring out there now. I've left it in the salt. I don't know how long, in the water, how long, under the fire, and now I need to put it under the sun or the moon. Depends on what I want it for. It's a lapis lazuli, because lapis lazuli is a strong crystal. Mine's a lapis lazuli, and I've had it 30 years now. So it's dragged a lot of.
Right. I've only had mine about 6 years.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was from a cute little old lady. She just, wraps crystals at a craft show.
Oh, sweet.
She sat next to me at an event that I was at, and she was wrapping them and hanging them up, and she did that one, and something just called me to come get it.
So yeah, that was you. That was calling out your name.
Yep. And that's one thing I had talked about earlier. One person who at a crystal store I used to go to all the time, he had said, if you're attracted to a specific crystal, you need more of what that crystal provides you in your life.
Exactly.
So
That's true. That's true. So lapis has got to do with your throat chakra and your third eye, of course, but mostly your throat chakra. It heals the throat chakra, and it heals any issues with your lymph nodes or your thyroid, or the issue that you had with your operation. So there you go.
Okay.
Or even your hormones. So your hormones might be going off balance too, like mine now.
At this age, that's probably happening.
Yeah, I mean, I get hot flashes. I do. At the moment, I'm sweating. I do apologize. It's the age.
And if someone's looking for a new crystal, how do you suggest they pick one?
I always say that don't touch the crystals, because they've been touched before, so you will get the residual of whatever is there. Scan them with your hand, with your dominant hand. So just go on top of it and see what it says, see what it feels. If you're getting a strong, tingling, warm feeling coming to you, that crystal is calling you. If you don't get nothing, that means that crystal doesn't have any energy at all. And if you're getting like sharp pains or like little pins and needles, that means that crystal could be sick or could have a lot of negativity on it. It's attracted a lot of negativity. So you scan your crystals and whatever you feel. And that's how you're going to do your crystals every time you get crystals at home. You always scan them to see how they feel.
Yeah, I know when I go into crystal shops, they almost glow.
Yeah.
Like there could be a whole bowl of the same crystal, same shape, same cut, same everything, and the one that I need to buy just kind of glows.
Nice.
And it's like take me home.
Yeah. Yeah, because they do have auras too. So wow, that's nice.
Yeah. Leigh says that she had bought an indigenous charm a long time ago, and she always felt it was wrong for her to wear it. She wonders if she needs to give it to her friend now, or should she bury it?
She should bury it. No, don't give it back. No, definitely not.
Perfect. And then I guess any tips? We have about 20 minutes left. And so if you guys have any questions, let us know. But do you have any tips on someone wanting to progress their skills to the next level?
Their psychic abilities or the spiritual abilities?
Either one.
Okay. All right. With our psychic abilities, always listen to your gut feeling. Always listen to what your stomach is saying, because those two are connected. Those two are your brain, like two brains in your body. So always, whatever your gut feeling, even if you go to a place and you feel like it's the wrong place, walk away. Always follow your intuition. There's a lot of people out there that you might get a vision and all of a sudden you're trying to debunk it. Don't debunk it. Write it down. Do meditations like once a day. I know it's hard with our busy lives. Even before, I know it's hard when you go to bed, you're like, I want to sleep, I don't want to do anything at the moment. Yep. But even for 5 minutes, close your eyes and drift. Actually, that's how you develop, just like slowly developing your psychic abilities with your meditations. There's a lot of meditations online where you can actually follow and actually do the meditations. Will take you step by step on how to open up your psychic abilities, how to open up your chakras, how to align your chakras, how to come in contact with the elementals, with your spirit guide, with your guardian angel, with the teachers, with celestial beings, with archangels. So there is step by step, take it step by step. Don't rush your psychic abilities, because if you do rush them, it's like you're overloading yourself. My other suggestion is that, like I said before, write everything down, everything, your dreams, your visions. If you hear something, if you feel something, write it down. And then slowly build your psychic abilities. If you want to do tarot readings or oracle readings, grab that deck and start doing readings to your friends, to your family, to yourself. It's very hard to do readings on yourself. I can't. But I can't say mine.
I'd be picking new cards. I don't like that reading. Shuffle it.
Throw that deck away. That's it. So actually, even with if you want to be a healer, do the healing. Heal yourself. Heal your family. Heal a tree. Heal an animal. Heal the flowers. Talk to the flowers. Even if you talk to them, you're healing them. If you go into a place where as a medium is, when you see spirits or when you're communicating with spirits, don't debunk it. When you're getting a vision, don't debunk it. It could be that person that is coming through to say hello and give a message out there, even if it's good or bad.
Yep.
So open up. That is my tip. Open up. Always seal yourself. Always protect yourself. Do your protection every day. Like get up in the morning. When you go outside, when you come back home, do your grounding. Do your cleansing. Do your protection and your sealing every day. in any method that you want. You can do it with a spray, you can do it with an exercise, you can actually take your your shoes off and take your feet out to the ground and ground yourself. Hug a tree, grab a tree and hug it, so you can ground yourself. But actually accept your gifts. Accept your gifts. Love your gifts because they're there.
Yeah, exactly. I know I haven't done it in a while, but there's like a little hill before a tree line behind our apartment.
Yeah.
And I go off of our patio, and I used to love to just go and sit or lay down.
I think you need to do it again.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
And it was just so relaxing. I need to do that
It
more
is.
often. Grab a book because it's a peaceful. I mean, we have a beautiful view. I mean,
Nice.
it's a townhome, and it's just trees all behind us, and it's just.
And you've got the water in Florida. You've got the beach right near you. That is the best cleansing, grounding, energy boosting thing you can. If you guys go to the beach, don't you? Yeah.
I used to go all the time, but I haven't in so long. I need to start going more regularly.
Yeah. No, I can't wait for summer here in Greece because I mean, once summer starts, I'm going to the beach. I'm really going to the beach, and I haven't had I haven't gone to the beach for nearly 7 years now, because I was in Scotland and then America and then back home, and I've been missing out my summers. So I need vitamin D and sea salt.
Exactly. And actually, one question that I did. Leigh also wanted to know: do you have guided meditation online?
No, I don't, but I'm thinking of actually, I've got I don't have them online on YouTube, but I'm actually going to start recording my own guided meditations and putting them on YouTube, and tell Leigh that once I do that, I will let you guys know.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, just let me know, and I'll make sure I put that up on the page as well.
Okay.
One question I forgot to ask you that I had thought about earlier, and it just completely slipped my mind, is a story that I've heard from Mark Nesbitt up in Gettysburg, and it's in his book about, I refer to it as a time slip, but I'm kind of curious your take on it, is there's this one old college dormitory that when people would take the elevator down to the basement, which was used as a Civil War hospital, the doors would open and they would just...
Sorry, that's my phone going off in Scottish. Sorry. Yes, that's okay. Sorry, I do apologize. Yep, go on. Sorry.
But the doors open, and it's like almost like they went back in time. They see the doctors working, the men screaming, they could smell the blood. And
every single person?
Yeah, every single person in the group. And then they run back in the elevator, go upstairs to get somebody, and they get somebody come down, and then it's just a storage room. And I think he said there were like 3 people that experienced it.
So does any of the guests experience it, or is it at the same time spontaneously all 3 of them or 4 of them, or whoever goes down there will experience it?
The way he stated it was it's happened several times, but it's not all the time. But he said that when people will go down in the elevator and they'll step off, that's what they experience, and everybody in their group experiences it.
So the elevator is like a time machine, and they step into a portal.
Okay.
And takes them back to the time where that actually shows them what has happened. So that's a portal, like a time machine, taking them back in time. So they're bending actually time. That there's something down there in that basement that's actually be able to bend time.
Okay.
So they go back in time. They're actually stepping back in time. It's like a portal. They go through a portal.
Right.
There's a checkpoint.
Every time I'm in Gettysburg, I take the elevator just because I want to see it, and I get nothing. I get
one day it will come to you. One day it will come to you. One day you're gonna get there and you're gonna be like, oh my God, yes, it will happen.
Yep, I love Gettysburg because that's where I had the one experience where I saw the Confederate soldier that was a spirit, and I've now seen photos of the sniper from Matthew Brady.
Yeah, you told me that,
and it's him.
Oh wow!
Almost 30 years later, I can still vision his, see his face. And when I saw the photo that they finally identified him, I'm like, that's him.
There you go, and that's validation for you because you actually saw it.
Yes. Yep. Yeah. It's nice. And then I found out that my mom saw things when she was over there as well. So
yeah,
it's nice to have that backup validation.
Yeah, it is. It is. It is. I've never been to Gettysburg. I would love to go.
Oh yeah, it calls me. I think in a past life I was born in that era
Probably.
because I'm home when I'm in Gettysburg. Or I mean, I was born in Virginia, so any area in Virginia, I feel like I'm home.
Yeah. So it probably feels like you
Mhm.
actually fought in that war. You could have been a nurse, or you could have
Mhm.
been a doctor, or somebody that was helping and assisting.
Mhm. Yep.
So
Yep.
maybe
Yeah.
you need to do a past life regression.
I need to.
Yes, you do.
Okay. One final question before we go. We have about 10 minutes left. Is what is the most interesting experience that you've had that has been validated, and what device validated it?
The phone.
Mhm.
The phone. Actually, the phone. Not this phone, but actually a normal home phone.
Mhm.
Okay. We are going back in 1996,
Mhm.
97. It was August. It was a cold breeze and a warm breeze, actually. It was 12 o'clock at night. I was working till late. I was with my ex-husband. My both of my boys, because I had just had my two boys, they were in what's it called? They slept at my then mother-in-law's home. Okay,
Mhm.
so I went to pick them up, and my then mother-in-law said, "No, leave them. They're sleeping." They were still babies. So she's like, "Take some food, go home, eat your food, go to bed, and come and pick him up tomorrow morning." She was just around the corner.
Mhm.
So I'm in bed. I'm watching some TV on the bed, and I could feel a cold, the warm breeze coming through. But I smelled like, you know how rotten leaves smell,
Mhm.
like death.
Yep.
And that I've heard death. I've heard and smelt death 3 times in my life. When my parents passed away, and when my ex mother-in-law passed away too.
Mhm.
So I felt the cold, I could feel, sorry, not the cold breeze, the warm breeze, because it was August. And then I could smell the rotten leaves. And I was asking my ex-husband, "Can't you smell this?" And he's like, "No, I can't smell it." And then I heard 3 loud knocks in the house. And I said, "There's someone in the house." So he's gotten up, searching the
Mhm.
house, nothing there. And I said, "You didn't hear anything?" He goes, "No." I'm like, "Okay, I'm hearing things." So then the phone rings, and he picks it up, and there's a crackling sound on the phone on the background, and he's going, "Hello, hello, hello." No one was there. So he goes, "I can't hear it. Take the phone." So he gives me the phone. I'm going, "Hello," and then I hear a voice that sounded like my ex-father-in-law's, "Come over quickly." So
Mhm.
I've hung up the phone. I said to my ex-husband, I said, "That was your dad. He just rang. Something's going on." He goes, "No, he would have spoken to me." So he picks up the phone. He rings up his dad. They were sleeping. And we asked, "Is everything okay? Is the kids okay? Is everything fine?" And they're like, "No, everything's fine. Go to sleep. The kids are fine." So my ex-husband hangs up, picks up then half an hour later, while we were drifting off to sleep, the phone rings again. He picks up the phone, and there's my father-in-law on the phone saying, "Come over quickly. Your mother's had a heart attack." And I'm goosebumps. So
Mhm.
yeah. So it was a warning sign. That was
Mhm.
one. That was such validation. Like, and then you think, if I would have gone there earlier, would I had
Mhm.
saved her? Would I
Yeah.
had could I have stopped this? And then you sort of have guilt on yourself, thinking
Mhm.
maybe I should have gone earlier. Maybe I should have listened to that phone call. But would I change whatever was going to happen?
Mhm.
Would I have invaded on that timeline and change it?
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. Interesting. You gave me goosebumps just sharing that story.
Thank you.
Okay. And can you just let everybody know where they can find you? Your YouTube, your Facebook, or
Yep, they can find me as Katrine Sorilos on Facebook. On YouTube, they can find me as Oracle Whispers, TikTok Oracle Whispers, Instagram Oracle Whispers, and on my on Google. If they press Oracle Whispers on Google, they will find me. On Google Maps. I'm too far away though. I'm in Greece, so it's thousands miles away. And they can find me on Facebook as Oracle Whispers by Katrine Sorilos.
Perfect. Sounds great. Again, thank you for being on the show. Super excited.
It was my pleasure seeing you again.
We'll definitely have to have you on again. And I know Joe Frankie and I are starting a show in June, and we'd love to have you.
I would love to come on
as a guest on that one. That one, we're just goofing off and having fun. So.
Oh, good. And that's what I like. I mean, with you, every time we have a show, it just time just flies like this.
Yep.
I mean, it's nearly 7 o'clock here, and it's like, where did the time go?
Right. Yeah. It goes quick. I mean, everybody's like, oh, you do a 2-hour show. I'm like, no, it goes quick.
It does. It goes quick. It was a pleasure seeing your beautiful face.
Thank you. And so that is it for today's show. Again, thank you, Kathrine, for being on the show. Stay tuned. We'll have more information on our Facebook page. I have Mike Cardenas of Midnight Paranormal Society joining us next week. So you guys all have a great week, and I'll talk to you next week.
All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
The truth is here and now on WLTKDB Talk Radio at WLTKDB.com.